Hello, and welcome to the Wolf Pack. In today's episode, we will be discussing the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. For me, I'm more of a GX fan than any of the others, simply because the archetypes inside of GX, to me, they innovated the game pretty much. You went from dual monsters to you got heroes, you got crystal beasts, you got cybers, you got cyber angels, you got so many different decks, volcanics, ancient gear that stand up on their own. Like, there aren't many archetypes in the game that just are able to stand on their own. And back when GX came out, you could pick up any of these archetypes and just run a pure version of the deck without worrying. If it was, more of a competitive strategy, I remember playing Clock Tower D Heroes, and it was just so fun. Regular heroes as well. Evil heroes back then didn't have a lot of support. They just recently got, Malicious Bane and all that. But essentially for me, from the time I've been playing, which is the beginning till now, only playing competitively for the last 6-7 years, but ultimately I see that the anime does have implications. Obviously the card game is based off the anime. There's a lot of archetypes that have not been created yet. I do enjoy GX simply for the fact that, to me, that era of playing was the closest to the show in the terms of ability to just take cards from your favorite character, whether it be Zane or whoever. I'm a cyber player, if you couldn't tell, and just pick up the cards of that archetype and play the game, outside of staples. I'm not saying every archetype in GX was viable during the GX era of playing, but for the most part, they were, to a certain extent, and I guess you could try to say that, make a, statement and say that that's true for every era of Yu-Gi-Oh, but that's not necessarily true. If you look back to the beginning of the game and GOAT format and just dual monsters in general, there was only like one general deck to run. There are multiple variants of each types of decks, control and combo and OTK, but for the most part, if you're playing competitively, you were only playing like one deck, whereas like now we have a variety of meta decks and tier 1, tier 2. There wasn't no tiers like that per se in the beginning. Speaking from the perspective of I was a kid during the time that the game was created, so back then we would just play whoever has the biggest monster wins. And to see the game evolve into what it is now, I would have never imagined that it would be what it is now. And it's really incredible to see how far the game has evolved to the point to where you pretty much only have one turn. If you don't capitalize on that one turn, then you're probably going to lose, simply because the game's just so fast now. The game was a lot slower then. That's why I'm glad Konami has listened to the player base and decided to bring back some past formats into rotation for tournament play. And if your locals doesn't have that, or whoever, it is authorized play style for tournaments. And I think they're starting to have like GOAT type tournaments or different for tournaments for different eras of Yu-Gi-Oh at these bigger events, whether it be regionals or YCSs. That's something I'm looking to get into myself. I do enjoy the anime. As far as that goes, I've watched the majority of them. I did not watch the most recent one. I can't think. I think the Rush Duel one. I have not seen that. Just specifically because I'm just not a fan of Rush Duels. Like, yeah, like speed duels are cool. And actually, if you looking at getting the speed duels, it's pretty cheap, honestly. I mean, I think you can get like the speed duel boxes, and they come with like 5 different decks that you can just play straight out the box, which is pretty cool if you think about it. And they do have some good rarities in speed duels, and you can use speed duel cards in regular Yu-Gi-Oh play, just not vice versa. So it's just like, I like speed duels. I don't just rush duels. That doesn't excite me, and I'm not knocking the anime. You know, a lot of people say don't knock it before you try it. I have not seen an episode of the Rush Duel series. I'm sorry, but it's just never like piqued my curiosity to be like, hey, I want to waste time watching this. I prefer to watch other animes over that. Not to say that I will come back and watch that season. But if the protagonists and antagonists don't excite me with a show like that, like I'm not gonna waste my time watching it. Needless to say, I haven't also not watched Boruto yet, so no spoilers. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. What's your favorite season of Yu-Gi-Oh? I also like the Dungeon Dice season. I was not a fan of it when it first came out, but it's kind of grown on me. But yeah, just comment below. Let me know your favorite season of Yu-Gi-Oh. Mine is going to be GX with 5Ds, a close second, because this is interchangeable with me. You know, I really enjoyed 5Ds too. That whole, just the whole arc is awesome. So, all right, that's all for today, folks. As always, you know, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you're listening, whether it be YouTube or the podcast itself. It really means a lot. So, this is your host, DK. This is Wolfpack TCG. Signing out. Peace.